So here's our first refrain. It goes ba 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 da 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 do 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 do, right? And then it comes back. So we've got our nice little 4-bar phrase, right, to here, and then bum 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 da 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 dum. All right. So we've got our little 8-bar phrase. Question, answer, right? That's our first period, and it's also our refrain, and you will hear it keep coming back. All right, so that's the refrain, all right, that whole thing. Now, when you hear that come back, that means A is returned, all right? So now we're going to listen to episode 1. Okay? So as you can see, Mozart actually broke his own rules a little bit, and he didn't just end on A, he added a little coda to the end. So that's not unheard of. So again, let's talk about, so measures 1 through 8, we've got our refrain. We're in the key of C. It's a parallel period, right? So the themes are similar. And then episode 1 comes in. We call this B. This is another 8 bars. And we're in the key of G, so we're just in the dominant, right? So here's 1, we go to 5. Our transition brings us back to C, so we're back to 1. Exact restatement of the refrain. It's exactly the same, right? Then we get episode 2 from 29 to 48. So it's not a nice even 8-bar phrase, right? And we go to A minor. So we go to actually it would be minor 6, right? If we're analyzing the key of C. But really it's just the relative minor. Okay, and then we have a little codetta, retransition, back to A, from 49 to 52. That brings us from A minor back to C major. All right, and then we have an exact restatement again of the refrain in C major, and then we stay in C major, and he tags on a little coda at the end. All right, so you just kind of repeat that cadence. It's lots of formulas in the tonic key, some of the stuff that you heard before, right, from the previous episodes and refrain. So he just kind of takes all that, smushes it together, balls it up, throws it into a coda to end it. And that's all there is to it. So your homework this week is to analyze this Haydn sonata, right? And I will put up a link so you can hear it. And find the form. So figure out, is it 3-part? Is it 5-part? Is it 7-part? Is it sonata rondo form? Like, make a determination. pull all these parts apart. So figure out where the refrain, find the refrains. All right? Label any transitions. I'm not going to make you do a Roman numeral analysis, so don't worry about that. Any transitions or retransitions. I want you to find all of the episodes and label them, all right? So find these for me. If there's a coda, find the coda. Make a determination, all right? And that's really all I want you to do. Also, within these refrains and episodes and the transitions, I do want you to determine the keys, all right? So determine keys. So I do want you to see how that relates. So you do have to do a little bit of analysis, but determine the keys for, you don't have to do note by note every chord, but for the refrains and episodes. Okay? So it should be pretty easy. Next week we'll be moving on to 9th, 11th, and 13th chords. So extended chromatic harmony, the stuff we start seeing in the Romantic period. And this shouldn't be too bad. Just be careful in the spots where, like here, notice the clef changes, right? And then it goes back to bass clef over here. So stuff like that, just be aware. The clef is always not always just bass clef, right? It changes up quite a bit. So be aware of that. Otherwise, yeah, find the themes. The best way to do it is to sit down and actually listen to the recording with the score. It'll probably take you 10 minutes. Go, oh yeah, that part. Oh, there's the refrain. Oh, there's episode 1. Oh, refrain's back, right? So I want you to come to class on Monday with this analyzed. Any questions? And I will see you Monday. And I'll see you on video next week. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.